So you kind of straddled between, you mainly stage hunted in the Grand Tours, with a lot of success, but you did have a brief foray into trying to ride GC. It was a 2020 in the Vuelta, you rode GC. Nico didn't do the stage hunting so much. He typically played around that GC game, especially in his AG2R years. How do you feel about that looking back now? Are you happy with your decision to go more stage hunting than try and ride the general?
Oh, I mean, ironically, I think now would be, I would be really suited to riding GC now because of how the racing is. It's kind of, I was just a lot more aggressive. I was trying to win most days. And I mean, I still got, what was it? How many times? I think I was 7 times in top 10 on GC, so it wasn't that bad.
Oh, that's pretty solid.
So yeah, no, it was just a different type of GC racing, and a lot of it was just, obviously with the Sky years, it was just dominated by a controlled way of racing that didn't suit me. And I think now, obviously, would be I'd be really suited to racing GC now, because it was, I wasn't actively not riding GC. I was just trying to win stages as well, and that's just the way. It's kind of like a little bit like Tadej now, Pogacar, like he's going out there every day just looking to try and win stages instead of just this energy conservation, which was the vogue 10 years ago. Like it was just save as much energy as possible and then smash the time trial. That's how Grand Tours were won before, whereas now it's a lot more aggressive. And if there was 4 or 5 guys racing as aggressively as I used to race, the racing would have been a bit more different. But I found myself very, very often attacking and just having Sky riding a tempo behind with everybody else on their wheel, and then everybody would wait for the last 500 meters, and not because obviously I've kind of proved it was possible to attack, but looking back, it was pretty stupid to attack. It wasn't the best tactic, but that's just how I like to race. And it was like a case of, I mean, I don't have regret. I don't live with regrets ever, because you can't change it, can you? So it's I do. Yeah, it's more about what you learn as far as the training and nutrition and all that. It's like, if I knew that, like back in 2015, I would have been a lot better rider. But
so, how do you go about deconstructing one of those Grand Tour stage wins when the stage is announced? Do you start then and look at it and go, okay, stage 9, that's one that suits me, and then try and reverse engineer the demands of that into your training, or how did that deconstruction process work?
You just prepare for a Grand Tour as a whole, So you're just getting into good condition. I think it's a lot less scientific than people think, as far as you look at the stages that suit you, of course, but you don't train specifically around that for a Grand Tour, unless you're just going for stages. But even then, it's just about getting fit, and then also, I mean, you don't want to put too many eggs into one basket. It's like you really need to focus on just pure condition and form, and then having the legs to actually do it. Obviously, a lot of the training is around just mountain training, climbs, and especially me as well. The explosiveness was always how I'd win stages, a sprint or whatever. So they're keeping that in the training as well.
Who was you got to ride with some incredible riders. Is there anyone that left a lasting impact on you, and you look back and you say, oh, that one person was hugely impactful as a teammate on my career?
Not really, no. I mean, it was just, there's too many guys to think of off the cuff, It's kind of like, obviously I had a lot, like, because I stayed at Garmin for so many years, a lot, and they were really my formative years.
Yeah.
We created bonds when there was a group of us just going around racing together, and especially the Ardennes group I had some really good friends. Like, I mean, Nathan Haas was a really good, we're really good friends, got really close. And Ryder Hegedal was a really key guy in my both Catalonia and Liège victories, and then other races as well, So when I won the stage of the Tour as well, we just worked really well together, and it was just a really good group of guys. Like Christian Van der Velde and David Miller as well. We were also really they were the kind of the mentor figures in the team when I just first turned pro, So those guys definitely helped form my character moving forward. And then it's a team, it's a business, You don't really get. I was only 2 years in every team after that, so you don't really get the time to really form these strong relationships. Well, then that's why Quickstep was pretty special, because we were just a good group of mates just riding around, and it was just like, it was a real good chemistry between us.
Why'd you leave Quickstep? If you enjoyed this conversation, please click up here. There's another video I know that you're absolutely going to love. Click over here and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our amazing upcoming guests.